IWAM 2019 has seen the introduction of the Sheikh Saud bin Saka International Award for Advanced Materials and the winner of the first award, Professor Rao. You must be very, very happy.
I'm very happy indeed that I was found worthy enough to get this very first prize for materials. I'm very delighted.
You've spent a lifetime in science, advanced materials in particular. You've written over 1,600, I believe, publications, 50 books. How do you keep doing it?
Well, that's all I do. Every day of my life I've written something, and I have enjoyed working. In fact, I don't want to be paid. I've not done anything for money. I've not done anything for any honors. But I really enjoy doing science. Yeah.
There's a very strong connection between Ras Al Khaimah and India, between yourself and His Highness. How did this come about?
Well, actually the entire thing happened. Well, I had met His Highness before, but he came to Bangalore to see what is there, what type of laboratories do we have there. He came to my lab and see what we had built in otherwise relatively poor conditions in the country. When he saw that, he said, my God, if you can do that in India, this is the kind of thing I would like to support. He instantaneously sort of embraced their effort, and I'm very grateful.
IWAM 2019 attracting eminent scientists, academics and researchers from around the world to Ras Al Khaimah. Anthony, the 11th edition. So what's the key factors this year?
Well, of course, in addition to all the usual activities, which we've had for the last 11 years with distinguished group of speakers from across the world, the two key things this year, of course, are the award of the first Sheikh Saud bin Saka Al-Qasimi International Prize for Material Science to Professor Rao. And this is a major international award, and it carries not only a gold medal and a commemorative plaque, but also a gift of $100,000.
Wow. Looking at the event this year, 200 participants, I believe, from more than over 10 or 12 countries, I think.
Actually, we have, I think, 19 countries.
19, yeah.
We have very strong representation, of course, from the UAE, as we usually do, but we have strong representation from India. We have about 50 participants from India, a large contingent who came from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and then sort of smaller numbers, large number from Algeria. It's very popular with Algerian scientists, and people from the rest of the globe, China, Japan, the USA, Britain, and so on.
What was interesting this morning was a Japanese company who set up a base here for their nano materials through an introduction by yourself, I believe.
Yes, well, what happened, the technology that's been commercialized here in Ras Al Khaimah by the Japanese company was developed by a professor called Morinobu Endo, and Professor Endo is, on the one hand, an advisor to the company, and he's also a very old friend of mine. And he approached me 4 years ago in London and said that GSI Krios would like to establish a footprint in the Middle East, and he knew that I knew the Middle East reasonably well. And he said, what do you think they should do? Where should they go? Are there people that, the company would feel comfortable with? And so, of course, I said, well, why don't you come to Ras Al Khaimah? And so I introduced them to Ras Al Khaimah and to His Highness, and within 2 years it was all up and running, and now they've been operating for the last 2 years here in the Emirates.
So IWAM not only bringing scientists, professors, academic people together, also bringing industry into the Northern Emirate of Ras Al Khaimah, which is very, very important, of course.
Yes, that was always one of our ambitions, of course, and to bring a sort of global company, with sales of about $1.2 billion per year, and for them to choose Ras Al Khaimah for their production facility based upon nanotechnology, which is obviously the theme of the conference here.
Yes.
Trying to think of some
All
bands
the
from
leaves
California.
are brown, and the sky is grey, and the sky is grey.
Well, that's a great introduction. Have a guess where he's from. This is Ram, by the way. He's from California. Wow, that is a long way to travel to Ras Al Khaimah. You must be one of the furthest travelling professors.
Potentially, but it's always a pleasure to come back, and this is my fourth time here.
Now, you probably have a few reasons for coming here, but one key reason is that you bring students to this very important event.
Indeed, I do, and I'm very proud to say I do bring students, and I think over the last 11 years, there have at least been 20 plus students and postdocs who've come here. And for many of them, it's certainly their first time in this part of the world. For some of them, it's actually the first time outside of the US.
IWAM 2019, and people from all over the globe. Spoke to someone from California, closer to Ras Al Khaimah, Saudi Arabia. And Mohammed, welcome. You're a new board member, I believe, of RAK who organised this annual event.
That's correct. It's always a pleasure to be back here. I've been here many times. And this time is so special in a way, because now I'm joining the board of the center that is hosted and inaugurated by His Highness.
So, as a board member, what does it mean to you, and what sort of activities will you be involved in?
As a board member, I think for a person like me that did all his career in the US, going from assistant to associate to full professor, that has an insight about what research is about, and joined KAUST as a founding member in 2009. So it gives me an idea and a sense about different topics of research that are well worth pursuing in this region. And I have no doubt that my inclusion in the board will have an impact of various directions in the research.
IWAM 2019, and we're taking a look now at the Dressel House Memorial Lecture, and the subject of this was sustainable energy materials, and presenting this all the way from Princeton, New Jersey, Emily Carter. Professor, you're Dean of the University as well, aren't you?
I'm Dean of Engineering.
Engineering,
at
okay.
Princeton University, yes.
So what does it mean to come and be asked to present the special lecture, which is a fairly new event here?
It was extremely meaningful to me because Mildred Dresselhaus was a true pioneer in engineering, in physics. She survived and thrived as one of the few women who was able to pursue her dreams of contributing to physics and engineering.
I had the pleasure of interviewing her 3 years ago here in Ras Al Khaimah. What a lady! I mean, so much enthusiasm and energy at the time.
Yeah. So she's been an inspiration for many people. And when I was asked and told that this was in honor of her, I couldn't say no.
Yeah. Cool. Now, going to your subject area, looking at sustainable energy materials, you're doing it from a theoretical perspective. So is
Yes.
this all sort of computer driven?
Well, basically, what we find is that experiments can only take you so far.
Right.
And that's where theory and computation come in to basically fill those gaps.
Right. And to finish off, here in Ras Al Khaimah, IWAM 11th edition, what are your thoughts?
I have really enjoyed coming here. It's my first time in the UAE. And I am really impressed with, especially Ras Al Khaimah, how progressive it is and how it's really trying to educate its populace.